Canterlot Boutique, Season 5, Episode 14. Let's get rolling with this. I did love Pinky's alliteration in the beginning. And we got that new facial expression that everybody is just like, that's kind of crazy. And using for other things.
Sassy sausage. That's all I gotta say.
Sassy sausage?
That sounds like the Rule 63 equivalent.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
I've heard the term sassy sausage before seeing this episode, and immediately I heard her name being sassy. I'm like, sassy sausage. That connects, and I don't know why it does.
Because you want her sassy sausage.
Mm-hmm.
No. That's not
Don't deny
it's
love.
true, but shh. That's for another. That's for the other.
Stream.
Other one.
Yes.
You don't know me.
That's for the after dark. That's when we talk about you and your fondness for sassy sausages.
Oh boy, you're not gonna have me for that long. I gotta stay here till 11:30, and then I gotta go.
Oh, that's fine.
Alright, well, okay, let's okay, it's nice to see Rarity get to attain her dreams in reflection of all the work she's done for major fashion shows and producers and celebrities. Most of the others have already achieved or progressed towards their dreams, though AJ, Flutters, and Pinky seem more or less content at the moment. Pinky might want to be bigger as a party planner, but for the most part, they've all pretty much attained what they want. They're all pretty content. AJ's got her farm. Flutter's got the animal refuge sort of thing. And then Pinky's just partying it up and doing the Pinky thing.
The Pinky thing, yeah.
Twilight is a princess, and Dash has the Wonderbolt Reserve. This was written before Rarity Investigates, so we'll talk about that later. One of the things that hit me while we were going through this was that Sassy has worked for a lot of boutiques. This means either she rode them into the ground, or they gave her a pink slip for interfering. As
the episode details, it was her methods. It wasn't her who did it deliberately. That's one of the things I liked about this episode. She wasn't made out to be a villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that her streamlining marketing ways kind of worked against Rarity's free idea way of thinking.
Yeah.
Well, the way I kind of saw it was that this was a you can read it that way, and that's fine. The other way you can read it is that she's had a lot of failed boutiques in the past that she's been a part of, and this new plan is an overreaction, trying to use mass production, techniques to handle couture.
Oh, not you. I was hushing somebody else. Apparently, I have a visitor.
Well,
Hello.
fudge them. Or get them on the street, one of the two.
I'm not sure he can talk yet, but I'm sure he'd be happy to be on the stream. Mostly because he wants to play with my computer.
Yeah, and she says the doors will never, ever, ever close.
I think she... I see it more as she wants to make her mark, and her idea of making her mark is not as a owner so much as she wants to help somebody else make their mark, and she wants to have a part of making the boutiques a success. Unfortunately, she's really overbearing. So kind of gets in the way. And she's one of those people who, how when you're playing video games and you're like, oh, could you help me get past this level? And they end up finishing the game for you. She takes me as that kind of person.
A little bit, yeah, I can definitely see that. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Yeah, she was so And some of it, I think she was so afraid of the thing failing as well that she's like, no, let me handle it. Because she thought she could make a difference. And the only reason they had failed before was that they hadn't listened to her enough. When in fact, maybe less. Or perhaps they had failed and this is a gross overreaction. We don't know enough about her history to really say for certain.
I do like the fact that they brought her back in the next one. Because I really want to see her character develop as a backstory, as a back character.
Mm-hmm.
I like how they have been developing the backstories on these characters through the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing, the only other thing was what made me wonder is, I know it would have been a problem for necessarily. It's not necessarily her personality wouldn't have suited it well, but I'm curious why they chose to use Sassy instead of like her bringing on Coco. Say, hey, I got you that job up there, but how would you like to manage my boutique in Canterlot? Sort of thing. But then again, she may want to have her own thing, but the vast majority of the cast doesn't really do much. Aside from Twilight and Pinky with her gags, but it is Rarity's story, so... And they're only there half the time. They really didn't... You could have done without most of them being there, and you wouldn't have missed much. But I guess they needed to be there because, we're friends and we're going to show up to her opening as well.
It wouldn't show very well on them if one of their best friends is having a premiere and it's her dream come true and we're busy, bye.
Yeah, and you don't get a lot from them, but they're there, they do their thing, and then they move on. Let's see. I already got through that.
Later.
That was beautiful.
Smile and wave, Twy. Smile and wave.
Smile and wave.
With the song, Rarity just kind of going on. I mean, some of this I've already covered, but I wanted to kind of cover it the way I wrote it down because I like these ideas. Rarity enjoys creating unique designs. Hers is a business based off of specialty and couture. Sassy Saddles is trying to use the model of mass production. She breaks out of the mold with the new gems, with the customers disappointed because they had ordered a specific dress and got something different. Celebrity Sales somewhat backfires with this business model and this creator. She's a made-to-order creator and a mass production model, and that just doesn't really work. Reminded me of the line from The Incredibles, when everyone is special, no one is.
Dun, dun, dun.
Never saw The Incredibles.
Oh.
But it is a fitting line.
Oh, it's very good. It's very good.
You need to see it. One of Pixar's finest.
I don't want to spoil anything for you, but that's a very good line from it. It's kind of... Well, I think I actually paraphrased it a little bit, but the idea is the same. Get a little bit of irony. When you've got what you wanted, if you got what you always wanted, an extremely successful Canterlot boutique, but she's miserable. The irony. I think I'm always worried about saying the irony because then somebody's going to come in behind me and say, "Hey, that's not really irony." Rah, 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 rah.
I know, that happens to me all the time. It's like...
I usually try and stick with, that's poetic. Because, poetic doesn't mean anything other than it's like, okay, that's kind of fitting or, it's like saying ironic without saying, how ironic is used sometimes without having to get the gnashing teeth and claws from the internet.
Yeah.
What poetic justice.
Ooh, yeah.
Nobody will kick at you for that.
No, they still might. It's
well,
the internet.
They're less likely to. Anyway.
Yeah, especially on Tumblr.
one of the things
I don't use. That's why the only time I'm ever on Tumblr is with you guys for the project.
Yeah, that's basically the only time I'm on I'm on Tumblr either. Sassy Saddles Boutique succeeds is a line that Sassy Saddles utters. And she's not a cow. Another failed boutique was another line. So that those kind of say, well, that gives you lends a little more information to her internal dialogue. She thinks it kind of is hers as well. I did love the Raven Spitfire combo. I think they're calling them Midnight Raven and Sunshine Smiles, I think is what a lot of people are going with those two. I like those. It's nice to see a Raven type every once in a while. I guess the lesson for this is following your passion, what your heart truly wants over what others may deem success is important. Success is subjective, and we define that ourselves. Anybody got anything else for Canterlot?
I got nothing.
Pretty much hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.